Hello, colors, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Ansu Fati, as it has been reported that the Barca prodigy's father believes that his son is not being treated well at all, and he wants Ansu Fati to leave Barcelona ASAP. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking on this transfer report claiming that Barca are reportedly tracking on another 16-year-old Brazilian attacking prodigy, soon to be sporting director Deco is an admirer. Who is this Brazilian prodigy? We are going to be discussing on that in much detail as we progress. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. There has been a lot of chatter surrounding the future of Barcelona forward Ansu Fati in recent weeks. The 20-year-old has been made available for a transfer by Barcelona as they need to make some important sales to achieve financial fair play. However, Fati has been reluctant to leave the club thus far, with his agent George Mendes also announcing the youngster's stance publicly on Tuesday when he said, Ansu wants to stay. He wants to stay. He has scored 3 goals in his last 2 games. What else do you want? He's a phenomenal, one of the best young players in the world. One day he will win the Ballon d'Or. However, according to a fresh report from journalist Adria Alberts, Ansu's father, Bori Fati, does not believe that the 20-year-old is not being treated well by Barca and that he is not being given enough opportunities at all. As such, the La Masia's graduate father wants his son to leave the club this summer. Bori Fati has previously been vocal about Ansu's situation, having lashed out at the club during the 2022-23 season for the lack of chances coming Ansu's way. He said, "It bothers me that Ansu plays so little. We are talking about a player that is a Spanish international and came from La Masia. He deserves much more than that," he has said back in the month of March. He said, Ansu Fati does not have or does not want to leave Barcelona, but I want to see him succeed. I won't go to the stadium anymore. I am very angry with Barcelona. As a father, I have told my son that it is better for him to leave, but he has told me that he does not agree with me on this decision. He wants to stay, Ansu said. And it seems like Bori Fati's feeling on the matter have not changed and that he still feels that Ansu Fati is being treated unfairly at Barcelona. As such, he remains keen on seeing his son leave the club despite the 20-year-old wanting to stay. Of course, Fati has been having a lot, and of course, the player have been trying to be pushed out of the club because of his lack of form. This is not the first time Bori Fati have come out to lash out at this club about the way they have treated his son, and it have not been easy for Fati. We all know that. Despite being injury-free majority of the season, Fati have failed to take on the opportunities that Xavi have given him, and it is really sad that despite being the player that we really wanted him to be, with the potential that he showed us some past seasons, Fati have failed to live up to expectations. And most especially wearing the almighty number 10 shirt, Ansu Fati have failed to deliver. And of course, I quite understand his father. I quite understand his father to an extent because every parent would like their son to succeed, no matter what. Every parent will want your son to succeed. To be honest, the truth is there's a lot of impatience in the Barca camp. And normally, had it been we never had issues of finances, because we know that our financial struggles, we have been insisting on the fact that Barca want to sell some players in order to buy. That is why there are some players that might be sold, whereas if we never had any issues financially, they couldn't have been sold. But players like Fati have been seen like one of the cash cows that Barca want to, materialize on. And Bori Fati himself wants him to leave, but the player have insisted to now that he wants to stay. Of course, Josh Mendes, his agent, have been saying that he should leave, trying to give him advice to leave in order to better his career elsewhere, but the player has insisted on that. And George Mendes finally changed his mind. Yesterday, we heard him saying Ansu Fati should stay. He wants to stay, and there is nothing that we can do about it. He wants to stay. He has talent and stuff like that. So, Bori Fati is still very, very angry because it was in the month of March that he came out to the media and lashed out at Xavi and Barca and Laporta, saying that he won't even go to the Camp Nou to watch matches because he's very, very furious about his son's situation. And of course, what is now is we don't know what will happen to Fati's future because as it stands now, Barca are still up, have still put him up for sale despite everything, and they are trying their best to convince him to leave because they know that selling him will bring some huge amount of cash to the coffers, which will greatly help the club to achieve their other transfer objective. So I think there are certain reasons why Barca want to cash in on him. Had it been Fati had been doing well last season, I don't think there should have been any rumors of Fati being put in the market for sale and stuff like that. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona have made it a point to try and sign new talent with potential in recent transfer windows after having seen the success of young stars like Pedri, Gavi, and Alejandro Bade in the first team setup. The Blaugrana roped in young players like Lucas Roman and Julian Araujo during the winter and have set their sights on a move for Atletico Paranense's Vitor Roque for this summer. Meanwhile, Barcelona are also closing in on the capture of young defender Mikhail Faye. Now, according to Sports Joaquin Piera, Barcelona have found another young jewel that interests them a great deal in the form of Vasco da Gama's Ryan Vitor, a left-footed winger. Ryan is making all the right noises in Brazil at the stage of just 16. The young attacker has made 11 appearances for Vasco da Gama's under-20 outfit, scoring 3 goals and setting up 2 more. Ryan made his senior debut for the Brazilian outfit in the month of January earlier this year and has featured 3 times in total. The 16-year-old scored his first senior goal on his first start this past weekend against Internacional, becoming the youngest player to find the back of the net for Vasco da Gama in the 21st century. The report states that Barcelona scouts have been tracking the young attacking prodigy for more than a year and a half, with incoming sporting director Deco understood to be an admirer. The former midfielder has also been closely monitoring Ryan's progress along with the club's scouting department. A player who can slot in across the front line, Ryan is a strong and powerful and has a lot of goals in him. His contract with Vasco da Gama lasts until 2025. At this point, Barcelona are only tracking him and the club cannot sign him until he turns 18, which will be in August next year. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.